So I am currently on my way to Tennessee to pick up one of my dream vehicles, which we'll see how it is. The photos look really good, but photos and actuality are usually two different things. That being said, I got Chocolate with me. He's just chilling out. Good little road trip dog. And just like that, I've got my 81 Volkswagen Caddy on the trailer. I'm fixing to take this thing home. I have wanted one of these for a very long time. It's a Volkswagen Rabbit. More importantly, it's a Rabbit pickup truck, so it's got a bed on the back of it. And this thing is pretty clean. It's got its dents, it's got, you know, its little surface rust and everything else. The driver's side seems to be the side that's the worst. It's got a pretty good dent right there. It's got something going on here. And where else is there? There's something going on down there. But it's not like rusty. So the body's in pretty good condition, which is what I've really been trying to find to be able to start building off of one of these things. The interior on this thing is pretty good. So I don't know how much of that interior we're gonna keep, but it's pretty good for what we have right now. That being said, underneath the hood of this thing, we have a 1.6 liter indirect injected VW diesel engine coupled with a 5-speed transmission. These things don't make a lot of power or anything, but I think they're cool. I think, you know, the idea of a relatively fuel efficient pickup truck with a small little diesel engine in it, absolute riot. So I'm gonna see if I can't get this thing running. I know the brakes on it don't currently work. Don't know why, probably a blown line or something. I don't know why the brakes don't work. Quite frankly, I don't think we're gonna even really mess with the brakes right now. We're gonna see if we can't get the engine running, and if we can get the engine running, then we'll worry about the brakes. Already checked the oil, it's got oil in it, so I'm going to put a battery into this thing, grab the jumper cables from the Expedition and put that into here, and then we're gonna see if this thing even cranks over. Got the battery in here, got it jumped off with the Expedition. I have a feeling we're gonna have to spray this thing with ether if it cranks over, but we're gonna see if it even cranks. This is the first time I've sat in this thing, and I'm gonna have to get some like seat brackets or something else, but I don't think that'll be that big of an issue. All right, well, the clock is moving, so that means that we're doing something right. The radio's making noise. Brakes don't do anything. I don't know if that does anything either. Oh, wait. That... maybe that's, I don't know. Let's see if this thing starts. So it says brakes and nothing. I don't even get a thing out of it. So, plan B. I'm not an expert, but I don't think you want a piece of wire for your fuse. It's the starter fuse, so we're just gonna ignore that. So under further review, I don't think we have a signal wire going to the starter. You got your starter and this little terminal right here, that should be your signal. Maybe that is the signal wire for it. And it's gotta go to that terminal right here. So that is the wrong way to do this, but hopefully that'll get us a signal wire. Round two. This thing is small. And survey says nothing. Cool. As I'm sitting here looking at this, I'm realizing that there's a lot of stuff that's not connected to anything. For example, this wire just runs over to the AC condenser for some reason, and then I don't know what this wire goes to, and then there's that wire. That wire might do something. And that's supposed to be your fuel shutoff solenoid. It's got a wire that's run to there, to I don't even know where. I was told an aviation mechanic owned this before I did, and I'm terrified of flying now. So you have your fuel shutoff solenoid thing. Following that wire, like I said, comes over here to this. It goes to a clicker pump that's just tossed in there. I don't think that's supposed to support the amperage. But on the flip side, I should be able to find a set of jumper cables and jump those two wires, open the fuel solenoid, and then just jump the starter solenoid, and things should happen. I wasn't able to find my other pair of jumper cables, but I did find some wire and some wiring supplies, so we're gonna ghetto this just like whoever did before us. All right, so I had to move the positive lead to there, and then we took our random wire, wired it into the starter signal switch. So now we should be able to take this wire, hit it on the positive terminal, and turn the motor over. survey says. Oh, that's not good. Something caught on fire. That's fine. All right, so that battery wasn't cranking it over at all. So I have Gettily fixtured in a Duramax battery. Side post terminals are stupid, kids. Don't ever use them. So now I should be able to take this and go. Okay. I guess it runs. That's cool. Ooh. It's smoky. Cool. So I guess that's all it takes to get this Volkswagen running. It doesn't look like it's running that smooth. And it definitely doesn't sound happy, but it is running. So let's see if we can drive this thing with no brakes. It runs, it drives. I don't think I would drive it any more than from where it was sitting over there to where it's sitting right now. One of the brake lights work. Headlights work, that running light works. That running light does not. You know, that brake light already works. That running light doesn't work. That tire is flat. And then in here, that fan selector kind of works. It's on that bi-level. Wait, so that works. I think that's a speaker. Heat, defrost. Defrost feels like it works. What about AC? Yeah, no. You know what else we're not seeing? That fan isn't coming on. That fan needs to come on to cool the motor, and it's not coming on, so that might be an issue. That speaker makes noise. Okay, so cool. Oh, that's off. Okay, sweet. Dude, I don't even know what like half of this stuff. Oh! That kind of works. I really need to turn this thing off, huh? I don't think that works at all. I don't know what this is. That looks like it's not supposed to be like that. Oh, look, it's a door handle. What is this? Oh, it's a blank badge. All right, does this thing turn it off? That's impressive. So there it is. It runs, it drives, it doesn't stop. It needs a set of tires on it. It probably needs the suspension redone, and it probably also needs like a master cylinder and all the calipers and whatever the things is that actuates the shoes in the back. But it is a sweet little rabbit, and I like it. I've got to figure out what I'm going to end up doing with this thing to see if I keep those brakes or if I go to a different brake setup or what I'm going to do with this thing, because I don't want to go through and put the OEM brakes back in it if I'm going to switch it up to a different brake package or something else. So that's one thing to figure out. Same thing with the tires too. The 13s are kind of cool. I don't know if I'm going to stay on the 13s though. So if I don't stay on the 13s, why would I buy another set of 13s for it? And then of course, the body kind of has its own little things. I've got to figure out a way to lower the seats because, as you saw, I don't fit in the car, and that's, well, kind of an issue. It's also interesting to note that I don't physically fit in that VW, but I fit in this VW. Like, what? But I do know that I want to do an ALH TDI swap with it. I've got a different 5-speed, so the 5-speed out of that is going to go into that one to fix that 5-speed if That one's not repairable. And then I'm gonna have to get the air conditioning and the condensers and all the other miscellaneous stuff figured out. So like, there's a lot to figure out on that deal as to what all I'm gonna swap over. But we know it runs, we know that it drives. I don't know what else we're really gonna do with it, so we'll see.